training. Okay, and how do you print? You can press shift, sorry, control enter to execute, and whatever you have put in the code, it will display in the display area. Okay, this is one. Okay, now if I want to print two numbers within a print statement, if I want to print two statements within a print function, how can I do? I can write something like this: sum of two numbers colon comma. So if I have two numbers, random number, I'll pick 45 plus 89. Okay, you can see it says sum of two numbers is 134. Okay, if same thing I want to do minus 95. Okay, 6. Okay, instead of sum, difference of two numbers. Okay, this is one, and the other one that we learned, you can use these cells as a calculator. 45 plus 25 is 34. Okay, let's see. It throws an error because there should not be any space. Okay, it doesn't understand the space, so you have to use something like this. Okay, and what else we learned? You can use multiplication, division. 36 divided by 8, 4.5. Okay, now whatever the number that you see a different format, right? These are all different data types. Okay, this is an integer, this is a float. Okay, if you are typing name equals Manoj. Okay, if I save this value in a variable called name, okay, and I want to print it, there are two ways. You can just type name, it will print here. Okay, and you can also say print function name. Okay, it should not come in quotes. Variable should not come in quotes. Or you want to write a, I mean, welcome note or something, you can say okay, welcome to my training. Okay, I'm gonna send this sheet to you. Okay, after we are done today, I'm gonna send this Jupyter notebook, and I'll tell you how to upload this into your Jupyter notebook, and then whatever the statement that you see here. Okay, now here you see here, I'll just add the duplicate. Okay, now I'll add comment. Okay, I want to explain this. Okay, so if I want to write a comment, I can use a hash, and I can say okay, string type data type. Even if I run, you see there is no error because hash doesn't get compiled. Okay, at the runtime. So this hash, this entire text will be treated as a comment, and then it will start compiling from here. Okay, and even if you want to see what type of data type is this, you can say, you can use the function called type name. Okay, it's a string because if you see here, this is a string. Okay, now if I say age equals 23. Okay, now what is the data type here? Numeric. Okay, and if you want to see the data type of this variable, you can say type age and then execute. You can see integer. Okay. Now, if you have a temperature, okay, say I have a variable called temperature is equal to 34.8. Okay. Now, what is this? You everybody knows this is a float. Okay. Now, if you want to see, you can say type temp, float type. Okay. Decimal points. Okay. Integer, string, temperature. Float. Okay. These are very important because why? Because today we're going to learn about data types. Okay. Okay. Python data types, we will see the overview, usage, importance, and how to use them. Okay. So first definition, what is a data type? Okay. In simple term, I can say data type represents a kind of value a variable can hold. Now, what is a variable? Okay. Just assume if you see around you at your place, okay, you will see something, some boxes, some vessels, a glass, okay, it holds something. Okay. Now, if you see glass, it can hold two things: solid, liquid. Okay. You can store water, you can store solid, right? Similarly, here also we have categorized variable as a storage, a box, okay, where you will store different type of storages. Okay. So okay, so it refers to classification. Okay, basically, see, when I mean, whatever the example I gave you, a classic example, a glass can hold solid and liquid. Okay, what does that mean? Solid and liquid. Classification, a type of storage that you are storing in a glass, right? I mean, take another example. I mean, if you go to kitchen, you have different type of uh, boxes in your kitchen wardrobe, right? Spice. Okay. So some will have solid, some will have liquid, some will have in a powder form, right? So when we represent anything, okay, using a classification, and we store one okay. So basically, see, in simple terms, it's a variable, okay, that can hold some value. Okay. So we'll see the usage, we'll see when to use, how to use, and all those examples will see, and that will give you a good example. I'll give you some good examples so that you can relate with your real time examples. Okay. So Python is dynamically typed, meaning you don't need to declare the type of variable explicitly. I'll explain this, what this means. Okay. Example. So, okay. Now you fill a lot of forms online, right? When you say, for example, when you go to Amazon.com, okay, first time user, okay, when you click on log on, it gives you username and password, and also it says sign in, right? First time user. When you click on sign in, it gives you a form. Okay, it gives you different values: name, age, location, phone number, email, right? All these things you fill, and then what you do is you submit it. Now, what in the background it is doing is it picks up those value and stores in a database. Okay. Now, database is defined in such a way, it is modeled in such a way that Each data type should accept only those parameters. Okay. For example, if I mention something called age, okay, is equal to I'll say some string. Okay. uh THIRTY 34. I'm writing in words. Okay. Now I'll save this. Okay. Now you see it is not defined because it doesn't understand Python what type of data type is this. If I put within a string, okay, it will be treated as string value. See, okay. Now same thing if I say in the next line age in capital 34. Okay. Now if I run this, okay, no error. Okay. If I want to see the type of this data type, what I can say is I can say age comma age. Okay. I don't know whether it will work to, it will take only one parameter. Okay. At given point of time, age. This is string. The first one, small ag. Okay. I'll take another one, capital A, integer. Okay. Now you see the difference here. Okay. Now the second statement, it says Python is dynamically typed, meaning you don't have to declare a variable, a type of variable explicitly. Here I'm not telling age is an integer. It picks up as soon as it picks up the, when it runs in the compile, when it gets compiled, right, interpreted this value, it thinks yes, this is a number and it is an integer type. Okay. Earlier what you used to do is, okay, earlier how we used to do is, okay, we used to explicitly mention, say for example, if I have a form, okay, I'll give one classic example. I have a form. Okay. In form, what are the things we capture? Name, okay, age, email, mobile. Just assume these four values we are capturing. Okay. If I want to mention this as it should capture only the string value, not a integer, then I have to explicitly mention here as int. Okay. This one, age also int. Yes. I cannot give a float. Age cannot be like 34.5, 34.1, right? It cannot be a float value. Common sense, right? Email. Okay. Email you can mention string. str, sorry, string. Okay. Mobile is again integer number. Okay. Now if I run this, it says invalid. Why? Because this is the old type of format which is not supported anymore. So that is the reason. The second statement, it says Python is dynamically typed, meaning you don't need to declare a type of variable. Okay, simple. So we don't need this. Earlier in version 1 or 2, we used to explicitly say this variable will hold only integer. Okay. If I say name equals, okay, age 30, email sw at gmail.com. Okay, string. Whenever you are mentioning a string, it has to go in a quotes. Okay, these are golden rules. Mobile number, do you need a quote? No, this is numeric. So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I'll run this. Okay, now see there is no error. Now this statement says it is declare the type of variable explicitly, dynamically. When it runs in the memory, it will say if you have put anything in the quotation, it will take as in the quotes, it will take as a string. This will take as a number. This will take as a this thing. Okay. If you are capturing the temperature, okay, temperature equals some 34 degree, 34.3 something. Okay. So we are covering all the integer type here. Okay. If I say type uh, name, okay, I'll just copy paste here. Age, then mobile, and then sorry, email is there, right? Email, and then last one is temperature. Okay, city temperature. T is capital. So the Python is a case sensitive, guys. Okay, if you have declared TMP variable as T capital, you have to mention T capital. If I mention T small, it will throw an error. Okay, wow, it took it for temp. Okay, generally should throw. 1 minute. Okay, so getting back to this one, first one, temperature. What is the type? It is a string. Age is int. Mobile is int. Email is string, and last one is float. Okay, got it, guys? Yes, no? Okay.
Yes, Sunil.
Now, what are the type of variables Python has? Okay, measure built-in. I can say measure built-in. So I'll say h2. I'm gonna share this, guys, with you. Don't worry. After this, I'm gonna share it in WhatsApp. Okay, measure built-in data types. Okay, measure built-in. So one is I'll add a bullet and I'll say numeric sequence. Okay, now we'll see all these things one by one. Okay, now in numeric, what are the data types that will fall under this? Okay, integer, uh, float, and complex. Okay, and under sequence, what are the type? List, comma, there is one more tuple. Tu one, tuple, tuple. Okay, these two. One minute, this formatting is not good. Okay, BR tag of HTML stands for break. Okay, if you want this line to be in the next line, you can put a BR here. Okay, anyway, I'll take one session on HTML also because that is required for your reporting. Okay, so you can create your report very attractive and then you can present it. Okay, so I'll run this. So numeric, integer, float, complex, sequence, list, and tuple. Okay, now list, sorry, list, tuple, and we have one more, range. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, next one, we have mapping. Mapping type. Okay, now what is mapping type? Dictionary. Okay, These are very simple concepts, guys. Don't, okay, this is just for your information. I'm typing all these things, okay? But when you start using all these things, right, it will be an easy cakewalk for you guys, okay? Set, set types, okay? Set types. These are the type of variables or data type you will see in Python. Frozen set. I'm going to explain all these things, okay? If not today, tomorrow, one by one. Okay, if your fundamentals are clear, then Boolean. Okay, now Boolean, what is Boolean? Boolean is equal to true or false. This is also one data type. Okay, we call this as bool. Okay, if you mention something bool, it will say true or false. I'll give you all those examples later on. Okay, then we have binary, binary type. Okay, binary type, bytes. Then we have byte array, and the last one is memory view. Okay, there is one more called none type. Maybe none type. Okay, so you have different, guys. Okay, we see we'll be not using all these things. We'll be using generic all four, the one I just mentioned here. Okay, all this we will be using now and then. Okay, none type is none t by p. Okay, which means nothing but example is example IE, that is none. Okay, so these are all the types, built-in data types within Python. Okay, now we'll spend some time to understand the numeric type. Okay, we have already seen the examples, but we'll go with the example H2. Okay, now what is a numeric data type? Okay, it's nothing but integer. Okay, it's a int, stands for, okay, I'm going very basics, very basics. Okay, now what does this represents? So if you ask me a simple definition, integer type represents a whole number. Okay, a whole number, it could be a positive or negative. Okay, PRESC represents, okay, it could be positive, negative. Okay, now I'll take example as, I'll take x equals, okay, x is a variable and I'm assigning a value called 10. Okay, now I want to print the value, and also I want to print the type. Okay, so first I'll say, what I'll say, uh, within quotes I'll say value of x is, okay, x is uh, x. Okay, okay, and then I'll print another. First I'll print this. Okay, so it says integer. Okay, this one integer. This is just an example, so I'll put it under hash. Okay, so hash means it will not compile this. That's a wrong declaration. Okay, so you can see print value of x is 10. Now I want to print the type. Okay, I'll say uh, data type of x is type of x. Okay, data type of x is class integer. Okay, so this is integer type. Got it? Okay. Okay. Now, what is the importance of using a numeric data type? Okay, it is essential for arithmetic, looping, indexing, and operations. Okay, generic operation, addition, subtraction, and all that. Okay. Now, I'll give you one simple example. I'll say x equals 34. Okay, y equals 56. Okay, I'll do some operation. Okay, z equals, where is x plus y. Okay, and then I'll print z. Okay, you can see these two number total is 90. Okay, same operation, I'll take it, I'll put it in subtraction. Okay, instead of plus I'll say minus. Okay, you can see minus 22 because 34 minus 22, obviously x minus y, right? So you'll get this. Okay, now we'll do a division. Okay, so 0.6. Okay, so another one is multiplication. So multiplication sign is just like a star above 8. So 1904. Okay, so these are the operations that we can do with an integer. Okay, we have lots. See, these are just a basic example, but uh, when you get into real time scenarios, right, you have to do much more. Okay, so you have to just brush up your fundamentals. Okay, now we'll see float. Okay, now we'll see example of float. Definition is represent a real number. Okay, numbers with decimal points. Okay, usage used for precise calculation involving fraction or decimal points. Example, temperature and all that. Okay, so I'll take example of pi. Pi is equal to 3.14159. Okay, and now I want to print type of pi number. Okay, okay, it's a float number. Okay, so data type is float. Okay, and where we will use this float number, I mean, see any scientific, financial, okay, even if you see the share market and all, right, the ups and downs that happens in your BSE index and all, the number goes in a floating point. Okay, it is not in a real number. Okay, it goes with a floating point. Okay, and engineering application where the precision is required, you will use the float. Okay, now we'll see the complex. Okay. Now, what is the complex number definition? Okay. So see, in simple term, a complex number, okay, is a number with both real and imaginary parts. Okay. It could be real and imaginary. Imaginary parts. Okay. Where these are used in application related to electrical signal processing or physics. Okay. Now we'll see one example. Say I have Z equals 33 plus 34J. Okay. And I want to print the type of this data type Z. Okay. Because I'm storing the 33 plus 34J complex number in a variable called Z. Variable is nothing but it's a container which holds some value. Type Z. Okay. I'll print that and let's see. Okay. You can see it's a class of complex number. Okay. What do we have? Now we'll see the sequence data type. Okay. Now what is sequence data type? Okay. So sequence C. I mean, say for example, you have something in an order. Say for example, you have apple, banana, cherry, pineapple. Okay. So when you order something, the first alphabet it will come in an order. So A apple, B for banana, C for cherry. Likewise, it will go in a order. Okay. So something in a sequence data type. It is called mutable. Mutable means modified. You can modify your existing data. Okay. Okay. You can. Okay. So sequence data type is the ordered mutable collection of elements that can be a different type. Okay. Now, how do I define? Okay. So before that, I want to go through a these are the same thing. Okay. If you go through the PPT, okay, now this is a print statement. I want you to try this. Okay, write your first program. Okay, whatever you see here, or do some different styles and see how it comes up. I know it will throw some error. Okay, that is where you will have to start debugging and learn yourself to correct the code. Okay, now we'll see the input function also. Okay, so what does the input function say? The input function takes user input as a string. Okay. Now, if I have something called name is equal to input, enter your name, it will be stored. Okay. This is for user interaction. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll save this. This is data type day one. Okay. I don't want to disturb this. I'll just create another one. Okay, this I'm gonna send it. So print is same thing, you have to practice. Okay, now if I type P capital and say hello, will it work? Let's see. So it throws an error. You can see print is not defined because print has to be in lowercase. Okay, you can see all the command, inbuilt command will turn into green. Okay, so this is where you have to do all these experiments. Okay, what if you add print curly brackets? Okay, missing parentheses. Okay, simple. If you see this, this is not allowed, so you have to do something called uh, plain bracket, plain bracket, and you can put everything under quote, under quotation. Okay, okay, now you see it will not invalid syntax. You cannot use something like this, whatever I have typed, which is incorrect. So I'll just remove all these things. Okay, and run it, so it will work. Okay, this is second. Okay, now we'll see numbers. Okay, print within a statement 45 plus 60, some random number. Okay, same thing I want you to do a practice. Okay, now input. Okay, this is very important. Input used to capture a data from user. Okay, this is a comment. Now I'm going to use that. Okay, see, for example, I want to create a form. Okay, name, I'll say uh, first name equals input, and I'll say within bracket enter your first name. Okay, I'll create the second, enter your last name. Okay, instead of first, I'll say last. Okay, and you can also make sure, guys, if you're using first underscore name as your first variable name, you cannot use the same one. Okay, it will throw an error. So it will say variable cannot, I mean, two variable cannot have the same name. Okay, so you have to make some changes. Last name. Okay, I want to use enter your age. Enter your age. Okay, this entire thing I'll say age. Okay, then I'll say enter your mobile number. Okay, so instead of first name, I'll say mobile. Okay, and age, mobile, I'll say location or address. Address. Okay, enter your address. Okay, now I want to run this. Okay, so input, what it will do is it will capture a value from user. Okay, the input function is used to add to capture a value from user. I mean, you want to make your program interactive, where you want to give some interaction with the user. Okay, so if I run this, so it says enter your first name. I'll say Suren. Okay, next enter your last name. Nath. Okay, age 39. Okay, mobile number, some random number I'll type. Okay, enter your address. Okay, now you see this is a form you created just now with a value where you are accepting all these values and storing it. Okay, Now I'll show you this value with integer type. Okay, this is very important. Adding variables with data type. Okay, just now we learned about data types. Okay, now this one. Okay, first name. Okay, what is the type of data that you see here? Okay, it's a string, right? So you want to mention explicitly so that no user type any numbers there. Okay, for example, if I want to run this again, okay, what if I type some number? It will take, see, it doesn't make any sense, right? Now you have to add a control here to your code, and then you have to explicitly mention that. Okay, now how do you do that? You have to use a integer function or string function. Okay, you can say string. Okay, now is your last name string or numeric? You can say string. Okay, it will pick up only string. I'll show you the magic now. Okay, now age is what? Integer. So how do you declare integer type? Int. Integer, close the bracket. Okay, mobile number is what? Integer again, right? Okay, now address, it could be string and it could be anything number. Okay, say for example, if my house is like flat number 123 uh, third colony, okay, it is a mix of everything and you can say string. Okay, or you can leave this as it is. Okay, to capture all those things. Okay, in my case I'll just put as string for now. Okay, now I'll run this. Okay, enter your first name. Okay, what is the type of data? It will capture only the string. What if I type number and enter? Okay, it will still take, it will throw an error when we type in the integer. Okay, so when we have declared something in an integer type and it is not an integer type, this value that I have just typed, it will say invalid literal for integer. Okay, and it will give you the error message. Okay, so again we will run this one more time. Name Sunil. Okay, age 39, mobile number. Okay, and address, flat number 123, comma, Hyderabad. Okay, now you understood when to use this data type. Okay, when you are capturing any data from user, okay, you can use this also. Okay, and you can create your own calculator also. Okay, for example, what is the time, guys? 27. Okay, we'll do this and then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, so I'll create a calculator now. Okay, so num1, first number, assuming that you are adding two numbers. Okay, I'll say input first number. I'll just copy, paste, and I'll just change the variable from num1 to num2. Okay, I'm accepting two numbers. Okay, now what is the result that I want to add here? Okay, I need to add these two numbers and I have to print the number, whatever number, random number, it could be any number. Okay, so what I have to do, I need one more variable where I want to store this and do a addition. Okay, So how do I do that? I'll declare, I'll say result is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, and then I'll print sum of two numbers or result, comma, I'll say okay. Let's run this program. Shall not execute due to pending input. Okay, this one. Okay, this one I'll stop it. Okay, now it's asking for first number. Enter first number. I'll say 32. Second number 23. Okay, you see the result. Sum of two number. No, this is incorrect. 3 2. No, this is not correct. And I'll run it again. 2 plus 2. We should not give 22. Hmm. Okay, now this is the first number. Okay. Oh man, yeah. Calculator, I have to declare the integer type. Int. Okay, this number I want integer. Okay, it is taking a string. I got it. Okay. Now I'll run this. It says cannot assign to function call here, mean which is equals to instead. Okay. I cannot declare on a variable. Int this one. Okay. I have to write here also. I want to capture the integer. Okay. For some reason it is not getting passed. Okay. Now it's asking for first number. Okay. 22. Enter. 33. Enter. Now you are seeing 55 because earlier what happened is whatever the first number you're typing by default is taking as a string. That is the reason where it was adding 2 and showing. If I have typed 2 plus 2, it is showing 22. Okay. 22. That is the reason you have to explicitly mention that variable. It is a int type. It will pass and then it will be stored in this variable. And then when you add these sum of these two, then it will give you the sum. Okay. Same thing. If I want to do a subtraction. Okay. First number, second number, instead of plus, I'll say minus. Okay. First number 56, 33. Okay. The difference of two numbers is 23. See, you can create you are creating your own calculator. Okay. It's for fun, guys. Okay. This is how you're going to learn. Okay. So what we'll do is tomorrow. Yeah, I think we are on top of the hour, 9:32. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll end this class and Saib, hope you are recording this session. Okay, fine. Okay, so you can stop it and you can share it in a WhatsApp group so that whoever has missed the initial part, they can just catch up with the content whatever we have continued. Okay, so tomorrow what I'm going to do is